adhesive,
adverse,
dependency, dump,
eternal, fluctuate,
fro,
inclusion,
the intermediate,
intermittent,
mentor,
phoenix,
photosynthesis, pollen,
regain, reverse,
swarm,
texture,
tickle,
vibrant.
The greedy bee. A young bee had passed his intermediate level exams. He now knew everything about flowers. He understood how they photosynthesized to make oxygen and which ones produced the best pollen. Bees had an important dependency on pollen. From the beginning of time, bees' eternal task was to gather pollen and make honey with it. Since he passed his exams, the little bee had earned his inclusion in the swarms that gathered pollen. He was excited because he was finally allowed to leave the hive. He left with the next swarm and was determined to find the perfect flower. Soon he saw a large, vibrant flower full of pollen. He landed on a petal and walked toward the pollen at the flower's center. Immediately, he began rolling in the pollen, gathering it on his legs and wings. The fine texture of the pollen tickled when it stuck to his body. It was the best experience the little bee had ever had. He gathered as much as he could. But when he was flying back home, he realized that all the pollen had an adverse effect. He had no control over his flight. The intermittent wind fluctuated in power. He was blown to and fro. One minute he was flying straight, and the next minute the wind had reversed his course. He tried to dump some of the pollen, but it acted as an adhesive. He couldn't get it off. He became tired and fell to the ground. "What am I going to do now?" he thought. Just then, his mentor landed next to him and began cleaning the excess pollen off the little bee. "You shouldn't have taken so much," his mentor said. Finally, with the pollen off of him, the bee easily regained his strength, and, like a phoenix, the young bee flew back into the air. When he returned to the hive, he turned to his mentor and said, "I learned an important lesson today. I will never be greedy again."